everyone. Welcome to our live stream. I'm Lena Darnay from Keep Indiana Learning, and today we are designing an attitude of gratitude with our in-learning partners, which include the 5-Star e-learning lab and the Indiana Department of Education. Today, we are starting off our live stream with Kirsten Phillips. She's the principal at Charles Elementary in Richmond Community Schools. And we were just chatting before we went live about Thanksgiving. And Kirsten, you've got a really thankful moment coming up, don't you?
Yeah, since COVID hit, my family has really not gotten together in person all at one time. And so we're actually going to do that this Thanksgiving at my brother's house. So I'm super excited to see my nieces and nephews and my brothers and their wives and my mom. So it's really exciting.
Oh, that just gives me chills thinking about you guys all coming together for the first time in so long. I mean, it really makes us thankful and grateful for our family when we've had to be apart for so long.
Absolutely.
Well, I am going to turn it over to you. You've got a quick 20 minutes here to share Leading Through the Lens of Love. So take it away.
Thank you. I'm excited. I haven't been live for quite a while. And so bear with me. I'm going to stay right at the 20 minutes. I do like to talk. I will say that. But I'm excited. And I want to start with my why. Why am I even talking about an attitude of gratitude or leading with love? And it goes back to 2013. My dad was diagnosed with brain cancer, and he was given like 3 to 6 months to live. And that did not stop him from telling everyone in our family, you have to appreciate life. Give peace wherever you can, and just love. And it took that moment to realize that a moment is all we have, and your life can change drastically in a blink of an eye. And so I decided when we buried him, it was my birthday, and that was the same day that I was accepted into the Principal Leadership Institute. And so I decided from that moment on, I wasn't going to change. I was going to stick to the way that I live and just be me, and celebrate the moments and love everyone through everything. And it sounds in theory perfect, right? And it's not, but I just want to, as a leader, you have to stay true to yourself. And that was my promise. I've seen people change so much when they get in that leadership role. And it's easy to do because the outside influences can absolutely weigh you down. But if you can at least attempt to live a life where you choose gratitude, you choose that attitude, you model the positivity that you want to see and that you would like to have back in a relationship. That's kind of that's where I started. That's my promise. Then I network to find people who are similar and have the similar ideas. And I try to find ideas of how to do that with my staff. I think it's all about creating relationships. This is nothing new. You all know this. But you have to be able to create relationships where you're supporting your teachers and you're encouraging them. And then you can have those restorative conversations after those difficult situations because of the love that you have for them. Reflection and growing is every day in this leadership role. And that's the only way you're going to get better. And that's the only way that you're going to know your staff stories, your student stories. I journal. I have a blog. I put it there. You can go, and it's about my faith. This journey that I've been on since my dad passed and this leadership role. And so today, all I'm going to do is share some things that you probably already are doing as building leaders. And if your teachers, give these to your building leader because they're great ideas. I think they've been very impactful. The first one is absolutely free. It's the gift of time. And you can do that at any time. I choose the end of the semester when we are packing up to get ready to go home for winter break and hopefully to rest and digest with our own families. And so I take the kids with my support staff and we do activities, we have popcorn, we watch movies, and I give my teachers time. I don't care what they do with that time. They can put their end of the year data in, they can look at their writing prompts, they can look at their SMART goal, or they can sit and have breakfast and drink coffee with their peers before they leave for the 2 weeks. So they never just do that, though. I encourage them to do that, but they always are working to get things done. And then it's not just during the November time. You can give your gift of time anytime. Walk a class to recess, take them out for specials, or just walk in and say, hey, why don't you go to the restroom? Let me read a book to the kids. The one thing that I do is make sure that I keep their prep and they never lose it. So if we have a convocation or a field trip or a PD, I alter our master schedule because I want them to know that their time is valuable and I appreciate all the extra time they put in, but I don't expect it. They do it, but I don't expect it. And so And then I stick to my norm. So if I say my meeting's going to be over at 3, I respect their time and I'm done at 3. And so the gift of time is a great way to start as far as showing your attitude of gratitude towards your staff. Then there are shout outs. We always shout out to kids. We shout out to our stakeholders, but you have to share those positive accomplishments of what your staff is doing as well. Our social media, you can check us out on Twitter. You can check us out on Facebook. It tells our story, and you can literally see the family feel that we have without even coming into our building, I hope anyways. We announce peer shout outs on Friday, and so I have this whole stack actually, like right here where all of my staff have just written these notes, and I over the announcements, instead of just being about kids, it's about staff as well. And then Facebook, phone calls home, and not phone calls home to like your staff, to their spouse or to their mom or dad or to their children, and just let them know, hey, thank you. I see the work that your wife or your husband is doing. I appreciate the time that I know it takes away from your family to be a good teacher, and I just want to give your spouse or your wife a shout out. So these are just some pictures of some things that we've done. Random act of kindness. This is nothing new as well. Cover the recess. One of the things that they really like is when you send a team out to lunch. And so instead of saying, oh, here's pizza, go back in the break room and eat. How about you go up the road to Pizza King, get out for 45 minutes. I'll cover your recess. You have lunch. I think one of the really big things is you intentionally listen to what they need and then try to give it to them. Try to make it happen. There are little things that as a leader, you don't even think would make a big impact. And even if it's just a 5-minute shift in the master schedule could give them back so much more time in different things. And so I think if you listen to them, they will tell you what they need, and then just really try to make it happen. Don't just listen to listen. And then I use my own admin account frequently for what everyone else needs, especially my secretary, but just making sure to give back to them whenever I can with the financial pieces. Stock the lounge. Today we had our snack cart. They love food. Last year we brought a food truck to the back parking lot. We set up tents and picnic tables, and PTO did happen to buy lunch that day for my staff. But even if it's just being able to get out in the fresh air and have the local food truck come and serve lunch, and they can have something different than their packed lunch from home. And then always just teach a lesson. I actually just covered about an hour ago for one of our teachers who had an emergency and had to leave, and just being able to sit down and they have the kids see you as a teacher, and it's easy to get away from the classroom. It's been 8 years since I've been in the classroom as a teacher, and so it's a really good mindful moment to go back in and see what they do on a daily basis. Hide and seek. So this sounds crazy, but 2 weeks ago at our PD, or 2 months ago at our PD, I had a $25 gift card, and I hid it in the lounge, and I just started PD with, hey, you have 5 minutes. There's a $25 gift card. Go. And you would have thought it was Christmas because they just got up. They were laughing. I will not say who, but one of them actually slid across the floor, diving to go look for the $25 gift certificate. So it brings joy to the building when you know, as well as I do, education is very stressful. At any moment, I could lose one of my staff to a different profession, probably making more money. So I have to feed that passion. I have to remind them of their passion, but I also have to let them know I love you and I want you to feel loved here, and I want you to feel comfortable, feel the joy. I don't want it to be a burden to walk in the door. We've also had scavenger hunts, where whether it's connected to PD or not, they get around the building and they look for things. It's just team collaboration, but the hide and seek eggs is probably the best. And so we put different eggs around the building, and there's always a golden egg, and inside there's usually freebies like a free jean coupon or a not today Phillips, which means if I come in your room to do an evaluation and you're having an off day and you just need me to leave, you can hand me that coupon and I'll come back at a different day to do your observation. And then lunch out of the building tokens, just little things. They don't even cost me anything, but it's the fact that they go and they find something and they may want something different. So then they hide that egg somewhere else where they know it is. And then they go until they can find all of the eggs, and then they bring them to me. So again, not right now, not during November. This is during spring, but they absolutely love the hide and seek. And let's see the snack cart. This is actually today. So thanks to my wonderful PTO, I will say that I have an amazing group of parents that give everything that we need for our teachers to feel the love from them. And so today was snack carts and blankets, because our rooms sometimes get really cold. And so I had to have a lap blanket while they're in their classroom if they need it. And so we've done the snack cart every year. And it's not just about rolling snacks down the hallway. It's about what I do when I go into the classroom. And so today I walked into the room and I was like, Mrs. Murphy, I need to see you right now out in the hallway. And as she just looked at me like, what did I do? What's the matter? The kids are like, oh, what's going on? And then she walks out and she sees it's the snack cart. Now, people who've been here with me for a couple of years, they know what goes on, but the kids' reaction is wonderful. And then I get to bring them back in and celebrate. This is just my way and PTO's way of saying thank you during American Education Week for everything that your teachers do. So it gives them a shout out. It gives them a little bit of, there was nothing healthy. It gives them a little bit of sugar, but it also it creates that bonding time as well. And smiles are throughout. I had a teacher pop in and she's like, this is my favorite day today, right? And I was like, absolutely. So it just brings joy to see that love go throughout the building. Mindfulness. So you're going to hear the SEBW all over. It is one of those words that is everywhere. We know that mindfulness and self-care, the buzzwords, are important. And so you can't just talk about it. You actually have to do it. And so as a leader, we've done yoga for the 6 years I've been here. Restorative, if you've not done restorative yoga, it's not hard. You do not have to put yourself in all these crazy positions. It's a matter of being in a certain twist and finding your inner breath and then going through a guided meditation. And it is just a matter of going deep within. And it was wonderful. We started our year, you can see our picture here with our staff yoga to begin with. We partner with Journey Studio. She's been wonderful to come in and do yoga with our kids and our staff. And then we have our monthly PD on SEBW, which is also promoting what they can do with their kids, but more importantly, what you can do for self-care for yourself as a teacher. And then we did a book study. We're from Indiana, so we definitely know Dr. Day Satel. The Connections Over Compliance, I connected with one of my peers, Carrie Ann Polk-Meek, and we did a podcast. And I am fully aware that when you hand a book to a teacher, they're like, oh no, another thing to read. I don't have time for this. And so we decided last year that we were going to take each chapter each week and break it down into a podcast. And that way they didn't have to read page by page. They could listen, reflect, and grow, and then go back into the book and dive a little bit deeper in areas that they felt like they needed an opportunity for growth with mindfulness or with SEBW. And then one of the best, last Christmas, we had the heating wraps. We did essential oil, make it, take it with face sprays. We've done roller balls, the shower melts, and the bath bombs have all been a hit. And they're all make it, take it. It does cost a little money, but when you have a staff that will enjoy it, it's a great PD time to just come together and work on your mindfulness and definitely the self-care. And it is American Education Week, and it is time to thank everyone. It's the best time to really show your attitude of gratitude, right? So tell your story on social media. We did TikToks, or I did a TikTok this week with all of my teachers, just having a huge shout out with public ed and making sure, encouraging community members to say thank you, because they do make a daily commitment to better our community and to better public education. And so American Education Week is a great week to thank everybody, not just teachers, your bus drivers, your custodians, your cafeteria staff, your parents, and all of your donors. And so American Education Week it's been a great week so far. And tomorrow, I can't even say it because I know some teachers are going to watch this. We have a huge surprise tomorrow. So I'll tweet it out, and you can, I'll tag Indiana Learning Partner as well, so you can see what our big surprise is for them tomorrow as well. And so it's about finding that gratitude throughout. It can't just be 1 week. It can't just be 1 day. It's got to be continuous. Spring equals spring break and testing, which is the standardized testing, which is spring fever with kids. You just know, I don't even have to explain. You all are educators, right? So find ways to build energy for your staff. So we have rewards that will regulate the classrooms during the most difficult time of the school year through Spirit Week. So we use March Madness, and we had basketball themes. You can see Mrs. Burdette there. She was our craziest fan. And so all of the teachers dressed up. They went above and beyond in front of the students. And we awarded some donations that we had with Amazon gift cards. And so that's giving back to the teacher, because they will use that Amazon gift card to go right back into their classroom. So regulate before you hit send. This is also free. And this is when I go back to my promise and my motto of just love. I hope that when people, explain who I am as a leader, they can say that I'm flexible. And we have that opportunity every single day to show gratitude through our emotions. We cannot determine our circumstances, but we can absolutely determine the reaction that we have to the circumstances. And that is going to determine the outcome. So be careful with your words, because we can get in our hot brains really fast as leaders, and words matter. And even if you're just responsive to a moment and you say one little thing, that can last and break trust with your staff in a heartbeat. So listen to your teachers and listen to comprehend, not listen to respond to them. So be active listeners during any conversation. And if you don't have the time because you have so much on your plate, or you're in your hot brain, or you are getting ready to walk into a meeting, say to them, I can't talk right now. I want to talk and I want to hear you, and I can't right now. That's important, because so many times I've been in meetings where people are like, yeah, sure, yeah, sure. They're not listening. And it's really important, if you're going to lead with love and show that attitude of gratitude, that they in turn know I'm being heard. Whatever the problem is, it's going to be resolved, and we can move forward together in a trusting relationship. And then be transparent. Just like I said, if you can't talk because you're in your hot brain, say, I can't talk right now. I'll come back to you. I try to be as transparent, sometimes probably too much, but be as transparent as you can with your staff, and own your mistakes. If there is something that you have done, the best way to build trust with that teacher is to own it, and own it in front of their peers, because that's important. Regulate before you hit send, regulate before any communication. And that's really critical. And then those difficult conversations, you can have those with love instead of that top-down authoritarian, you're going to do this because I'm the principal. So always lead those conversations, those difficult conversations, through that regulated mindset and that lens of love. And then we come to the last thing, just love. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, I have a little love quote. I have just love all over from my dad's motto. On Facebook, he would put just love. And so I think the biggest thing is, you could buy all the tangibles in the world. That's not going to get that attitude of gratitude. It's going to be celebrating the work that your teachers do. It's being the biggest fan for your teachers. It's supporting them through the difficult times, whether it's sickness or cancer or a new baby, the happy times too. You have all of these different things, especially for your kids too. The staff story, you got to know the kids' story. Ride the bus if that's what you have to do, because that's going to help the classroom when they come in off the bus. Make them feel safe, and then just love them in every moment you can. And you can see some pictures there. Last year, I had a really hard time saying we just had one teacher of the year. And so we celebrated our entire staff. All of them, they did the work. They were all teachers of the year in my eyes, because it was a difficult year, and I couldn't pick one. Everyone did an amazing job. And so I felt like that moment when they were all up in front getting their plaques, I felt like they were heard and they were seen. And that's all I wanted from them. I just want them to know, I hear you, I see you, and I applaud you for what you're doing. So that's it. I think I'm under 20 minutes, Lena. I enjoyed talking with you. I talk really fast, so I hope it wasn't too bad.
No, it was wonderful. And I was just loving the comments that were coming in. We had people just really celebrating what you were talking about, staying true to yourself, and being a gift of time is so precious. And it really makes teachers feel seen. And in fact, I got a text from someone who's watching who knows me personally and said, I want to work in her building. That is the biggest compliment I think any teacher could give to an administrator.
Absolutely.
They want to be where you are. So thank you so much, Kirsten. Thank you from the InLearning Partnership. Thank you from us as educators. To have leaders like you spreading the good word is amazing. And we are going to wrap up this live stream, but stay tuned right here at Keep Indiana Learning's YouTube channel, Twitter, or Facebook group. We're going live again with using design process thinking to celebrate empathy. And I think that's going to be a really powerful segment too. So thanks again, Kirsten. Thanks, Richmond Community Schools, for letting us have her for 20 minutes.
Thank you so much.